All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking something absolutely fascinating, the literal blueprint for creating a viral, highly engaging documentary script about the world of artificial intelligence in the year 2035. We're looking at a source document that's basically a masterclass on YouTube strategy and documentary writing. It doesn't just reveal the tech advancements we should expect, it shows us exactly how to package those predictions to keep viewers completely glued to their screens.
So what does it actually take to make an unforgettable AI documentary? The kind people watch until the very last second? Well, the source text insists you have to begin with a massive jolt to the system. You've got exactly 0 to 30 seconds to hook your audience. The blueprint mandates starting with a shocking question, or maybe a bold prediction that makes you feel like you just have to know the answer. And here's the kicker. It strictly forbids standard channel intros. You skip the "Hey guys, welcome back" entirely. You just drop the viewer right into the deep end of the mystery, giving them no choice but to stick around.
Here's our roadmap for decoding this script. We'll be hitting the 2035 cold open, the AI and robotics revolution, the future of work, the Silicon Titans, BCI and general intelligence, and finally, the art of retention.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the 2035 cold open. Now, the script mandates painting a highly cinematic picture right out of the gate. Before even touching the heavy science or the technical jargon, the source material requires the writer to grab the audience emotionally, specifically targeting that core 15 to 45 demographic. It's all about storytelling over dry facts. You really have to make them feel what it's like to wake up in 2035 before you even think about explaining the code that makes that morning possible. The instructions here are crystal clear. It's a 3-step formula designed to maximize retention instantly. The blueprint demands short, powerful sentences with absolutely zero filler. Seriously, every single word in those first 30 seconds has to pull its weight to create this burning curiosity, because if the viewer feels even 1 second of boredom, bam, they click away. Moving right along to Section 2, the AI and robotics revolution. So the crucial point here is that this part of the explainer has to show the physical world actively transforming. The source doesn't just want some vague chat about algorithms. It requires listing rapid, tangible advancements across these major sectors. We're talking about AI diagnosing diseases in medicine, highly personalized AI tutors in education, the reality of fully autonomous vehicles navigating our streets, and yeah, humanoid robots walking around in our daily lives. It's all about taking the abstract idea of AI and making it deeply physical and visible. But how on earth do you deliver all that heavy technical info without putting people to sleep? Well, as a perfect pattern interrupt, the source reminds us of a golden rule. The script has to be emotionally engaging, scientifically accurate, and cinematic. You blend the educational rigor of channels like Veritasium or Kurs Gesagt with the cinematic flair of a Vox explainer. The science has to be 100% bulletproof, for sure, but the delivery, it needs to feel like a high-stakes movie.
Next up, Section 3, the future of work.
The blueprint requires objectively presenting a dual reality about what is arguably the most anxiety-inducing topic of our generation, making a living. On one hand, you have to look unblinkingly at the jobs that will be replaced by automation, and yeah, it's tough not to panic about your own job while writing it. But on the other hand, you absolutely must explore the entirely new careers born from this AI revolution. It's not just some dystopian warning, and it's not blind utopian optimism either. It's a structured, nuanced look at the actual reality of human labor in 2035.
To keep audience retention high through these incredibly complex socioeconomic topics, the blueprint gives a very specific rule: 60 to 90 seconds. That's the exact window you have before a viewer's attention starts to drift. Every 60 to 90 seconds, the writer is forced to inject a surprising fact, a shocking statistic, a famous quote, or some unexpected twist. It's like a rhythmic pulse, perfectly designed to constantly jolt the viewer's brain back into active engagement.
Okay, let's jump to Section 4, the Silicon Titans.
The script dictates that we must cover the foundational industries, setting up the ultimate cast of characters financing this 2035 reality. It starts right at the hardware level with the semiconductor industry, specifically naming giants like NVIDIA and TSMC. Then it moves up the stack to AI research and software, spotlighting OpenAI, Microsoft, and Google. And finally, it grounds all of this in physical automation with Tesla. The narrative needs to show how these specific titans are essentially the architects building this new world. Now, while detailing the strategies of these megacorporations, the instructions reiterate a vital stylistic point. You can't just read a Wikipedia page about TSMC's stock price, right? The tone must remain suspenseful, emotional, and inspiring. It should never read like a dry article. The prompt literally commands the writer to write like narration for a premium Netflix documentary. It absolutely has to sound human, and it has to sound intelligent.
Which brings us to Section 5, BCI and General Intelligence.
Here, the script architects a massive evolutionary leap. It requires the narrative to transition smoothly from today's rapid but narrow AI, things like chatbots and image generators, into the near future of brain-computer interfaces, where our minds will directly link with machines. And finally, it culminates in the holy grail of tech, artificial general intelligence, or AGI, by 2035. This whole timeline is structured to slowly ramp up the viewer's sense of awe and sheer scale.
Finally, Section 6, the art of retention.
The blueprint explicitly lists 4 storytelling mechanics as absolute must-haves. You use curiosity loops to open a question and deliberately delay the answer. You use pattern interrupts, like suddenly changing the visuals or the music track, to instantly reset their attention. And you rely on emotional transitions, so one section naturally bleeds right into the next without feeling like a disconnected textbook chapter. It's quite literally about manipulating viewer psychology to guarantee high watch time, making the whole learning process feel effortless and totally captivating.
The source material leaves us with this final, provocative requirement. The documentary cannot just fade to black with a simple summary of what was discussed. No way. It mandates crafting an ending that plants a lasting, suspenseful thought in the viewer's mind about their own personal place in the year 2035. So, as we close this explainer today, I want you to ask yourself, based on everything we've just decoded from this blueprint, are you actually ready for the reality it predicts? Because ready or not, the script for our future is already being written.